What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Minecraft. This is going to be the first episode of a new series of Minecraft. The tutorial series. Modded tutorials, that is. So, anyway, look at the first episode of Modded Minecraft tutorials. I'm going to be showing you guys how to effectively power your base with the least resources and the most machines. Like, if you're powering a lot of machines, what's the best way to do it? So, first off, just some of the lesser easy items. Semi-fluid generator. That's not what I need, right? Wind turbine. Okay. Water turbine. Standard nuclear reactor, and there should be one more, right? Should be able to find one more, I think. No, I can't find one, so actually, I'll just go to router. Gonna grab this and I'm going to put this in a fairly efficient setup, away from everything in case I get it wrong. So, just gonna grab some stone, some cables. 8 times insulated high voltage cable. Yeah, totally. It's like all rubber. So I come all the way up here. Kinetic generator. Oh, yeah. I'll need that first. And then just fell. And put that down. Wind turbine. Come into here. Alright. 239 KU, which translates to 63 EU per tick. Now, how much does that actually translate to in terms of filling up an MFSU? That's a lot of power. You put that into a bat box, your machines will be running forever. You could even put it into just 2 bat boxes, and it would be running forever. So that's pretty good. You know, that's 40 million EU, but still, that's a lot of power. This is a little bit of power. It's slow. That's fast. And so 64 blocks of coal. And so I take some lava. I put it into there. Lava. Maybe I should do it correctly. So, lots of RTP. That's pretty decent, wouldn't you say? 164, which is about as much as that. But you know how expensive these are? They do last forever though, so that's good. You'll need to run a nuclear reactor constantly for several in-game weeks in order to get the plutonium for this. It also does help if you put it, like turn your first plutonium into the kind of repurposed fuel, so semi-fluid generator. I'm going to take lava again. You'll have to actually press the correct button. Except lava. Okay. Phew. This can't run off of anything that is just meant for heat. It's like pouring gasoline into a generator in order to get it to work. Of course, it's gonna give you some power. Yeah, I need. Alright, so that seems correct. So, how much is this actually producing? Not a ton. This doesn't produce much at all. Oh crap. So I'm gonna wait just a moment. Alright, so put down an MFSU and see how much power I have after this. Like, this can power a lot of machines, no doubt. But that's all of these. These don't produce much power. They're the kinds of things you're gonna need a heck of a lot of in order to get it to work and power your base. Keep in mind is that maximum efficiency. Filled this up all the way, filled all of those up all the way, put this as high as it really can go, and then gave it the best blade. And yeah, now I'm gonna put on a reactor timber, a reactor rather, with all 6 of these. So what you have here is a really good reactor. It's just in EU mode, so I put it up by 50%. Keep that in mind. But this thing right here can still produce tons of power. So I will see you once I get all the stuff necessary. Alright, so I got some of the stuff, just 4 mocks. That's the equivalent of 16 by 16, which you cannot fit into this. But it's all together. That's going to produce a lot of heat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move this over here so that I can... Probably help if I press the correct buttons. Actually, I'm going to have to take some of these out for a heat exchanger. So, I'm going to take this, I'm going to surround it in heat exchangers. I'm going to do this. See how this goes. I am not so good at setting up reactors myself, but I'm guessing this will do with the help of a reactor heat exchanger. This will all heat up. Going to generate a bunch of heat. It's going to put it into these component heat exchangers, which will move all the heat over to here, where this will do its thing. It'll dissipate the heat, and it's all good. But don't go going too crazy right now, because I'm gonna take this and set it up in a very good way. I don't know how this can only stack that much at a time. And lever. At the as I see right there. I'm gonna do that. So just gonna be using the fluid reactor. You can see it stays at a stable 72% and is generating 412. That's a lot of power. Just so you know, that's a lot of power. This was enough to power a decent sized base. And after all that time, this has about 2 million. Over here, this only has about 500,000 keep in mind how long that's been running. With like that and oh, that's still going. Jeez. This and this still going. It's the only thing that stopped down that because it's nighttime. So that had a lot of power. Ooh, everything's melting on the inside. Well, can I fit this here so that I can slowly cool down the entire bunch of everything. This is cooling down the reactor as well. But oh my gosh, that really needs to be healed. So cool down and all that heat elsewhere. So this obviously wasn't the best idea. You know? Stuff happens. I don't necessarily know how to set up a reactor, but that was a lot of power. You know that? That had a lot of power for just this. So cool down. And that should work. 0.72. This is still overheating? Like, where's all the heat going? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it here to vent out all the heat from the components for a moment. So that wasn't a good reactor setup, very obviously. There. So that should be cleaned down. Alright, I'll take that out because that just keeps on giving heat to the reactor that ends up inside the components. So, yeah, all damage repaired. And now that I have more overclocked heat vents, I'm curious. Will it heat up or will it stay at 0? Alright. So that obviously doesn't work. That didn't work, I had to take it out a component at a time. Dang it. Well. Yeah, the fact that those don't stack is kind of annoying. I just have to go around to... Oh, it's because it had different heat. I see. Alright. I'm just gonna start fresh. And this time, I'm gonna let it transfer all of its heat into the reactor hull. And that's quickly gonna cool down, right? No? Not enough reactor heat exchangers, that's a problem. That's gonna take some of the heat from the reactor, and that's gonna dissipate it. So this setup, if it's done perfectly, can produce about 1,000 EU. Not bad, is it? Oh. With the help of buildcraft, I'll show you a fluid reactor, which I can get that to work. So, I can't find the part I'm looking for. Reactor pressure vessel. So, fluid reactor. Set up a 5x5 of pressure vessels. Build your reactor in the middle. It's got to be a full reactor, as in all reactor chambers. Can't just have 2, 3, or none. It's got to be all the way full. And now, I mean, you can put any of these things anywhere you want. But if you're just using it outside away from your base and not above where you're going to access it from the bottom, then you might want to do something. Just like I'm doing. I've put all my stuff in the middle. Go. Slime. You sort of played them peaceful. So you just seal it as so. Like so, I should say. And you can't just cut corners. I'll show you why. I come down here, in my access hatch. Won't work. I seal it. And then the access hatch works. And it's in fluid cooling mode. So, tank. I'm going to show you what a very basic setup is capable of doing. I put that there. Put the redstone hatch there. Put this here and this here. And after I do that, still with a fluid reactor. You can literally use a fluid reactor by putting some coolant over here, turning on your reactor, waiting for it to turn into hot coolant, and then you take out buckets of the hot coolant and then you deal with it from there. But, you know, that's annoying. So you need machinery in order to make it work better. Yes, I only use fluid reactors with buildcraft. This isn't how I normally set it up, so I'm getting scared that I am really doing a super dumb thing. that I just said don't do. So actually, I'm gonna take a good fluid pipe. And now I'm going to take a sterling engine. And can you do that? Put down the sterling engine. Really insist on going up. Oh. Letter. Okay, it's better. So with pretty much all of this working, we've only got 4 million. If our reactor was still going, it would be at 7 million past that. So a reactor is a way to power a high output base. Like a high input base, sorry. And come into here, snag some stuff out of you. Do that, and then I'm going to take coolant. And universal seed cell. Or I have to do the reactor thing with cells. Definitely getting closer. Definitely getting closer. Alright. Almost there. Just gotta put some more coolant. Putting the coolant in the tank. Putting the coolant in the tank. Putting the coolant in the tank. Oh my gosh, I'm almost done. I am just moments away, and now I am finally done. Woo! If you like that song. So, Stirling engine. I filled this up to the brim, and now I'm starting to empty it into the reactor. Alright. Lever. I'm gonna put that there. Hydrate, yeah. Let's fill that up a bit. And it's starting. Look at that. Alright, so vent. Alright, so put that there. Put that down. Get some heat vents in here. And grab all this. Alright. Actually, I'm not going to put those there because I don't want it to run out of space. Actually, I'm going to hatch. And put the hatch down here. This is obviously not a good setup, but over time, this will cool down. Oh, dang it. String in there. And do that, and then the hot unit goes into there. Just as so. Ah, get out of here. You know what? Goodbye. Can't let it get too hot. Alright. There we go. And it's all the way done. So I put that down. After heat exchanger, let's see how that changes things. $432 heat units per tank. You need to make sure your supply is sufficient. The motor of my engine was off, so that's why it wasn't going. But when that's on, it's going to get a little bit of heat. Then we have as much fluid coming out here as you have going in over there. Yep. And then this will cool down. I'm not a reactor setup tutorial, of course. Instead of being a reactor tutorial person, I'm going to look up reactor tutorial and then set it up so that you guys can see. So, it does produce a lot of heat with the reactor. It's all okay. Yeah, I'll see you once I watch the tutorial. Don't crash on me. Alright, so I watched a video, and what this guy did was insane. Absolute insanity. You know this system here? Yeah, this thing. Well, this guy took that to the next level. What he did on anything like this, I'm going to set up a functional one. Like you might set up in survival. But it's not like you would set up in survival. Definitely not. It's too big for any survival person to think about building. That. I'm gonna do this. And that. So, do I have any of them? No. Ejector. Fluid ejector upgrade. And I can dump that thing into there. Yes, I can. That'll only make it super expensive and not really do anything. And then he came over here. This and I'm gonna have to redo the interior of this. This is absolutely horrific. Now that I see what this guy does. So, now the UUID is provided an invalid format. So, he took his fluid pipes and they'll come out like that. These don't go out. Need to go. No, that'll suck. I'll take this. Make it go up. takes fluid heat exchangers. And there's liquid. Liquid fuel firebox. Liquid heat exchanger. Okay. And I want to take all this heat and do something with it. Right now is just gonna fill up the reactor will explode. So the reactor had the final setup of the right one. So I'll need some heat conductors. Do that. And now, I'm going to take this, get it some, wooden. Because when I was watching the video, he said to make sure you do not do the wrong thing once it comes to your fluids. And so you take your redstone engine, take your lever, and how in the world do you get this to actually point some other direction? Oh, wrench. Is that it? How do I need to use a wrench all the time? No, I just need to do that. Interesting. Some levers. Get this all heated up. I don't like that pattern because it's not actually working so well. Those two are still in sync. I don't want those to be in sync. It would look cooler. Come on. I was only adding like to the video, which is already kind of long. Whatever. It'll work. And all of this cold coolant is going to go up to get out of the way of some things. all of this fluid will come out. Come into here, more fluid will come out, and then that's good. Alright, so that's good. Okay. Put down some sort of like structure pipe that it wasn't supposed to. Alright. Set that up, and now I got stuff to do. So the reactor, something that had its actual setup. All of its heat would, its hot liquid would come out over here, and go up through these pipes, into this machine, which will turn into cold coolant. This will pump it out. It'll come this way, come down here, go back into the reactor. Oh no, whoops, accidentally did the wrong thing. My bad. I don't want to eject the hot coolant out of the spot that's designed for the cold coolant. There we go. There we go. That's that. And that's balanced. Right, so now it's actually gonna work. Do these black out, or will it just become red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow? I don't know. We'll see. All that heat will be transferred somewhere else, and so I'll continue watching the video to see. Sorry about it. Took so long for my recording to actually pause. That was to the fault of my recording software. So I'm going to be just saying that this heat didn't go where I thought it did. It just went into a Stirling generator. And wrench. Glass fiber cable. So this glass fiber cable. Just gonna over here into my MFSU. F. I don't know what happened with my F key there. But there we go. Now everything is dealt with. And I come into here. And I need my uranium. Just dual, and there you go. According to what this guy did. So you put that there. That there, that there. That there, and that there. That there. And he then filled in all of this mess. Making sure that doesn't happen. And then he turned it on. Just not going very fast. There we go. Okay. So 304 heat units. Each one of these it's producing 50 EU, so that's 250 EU, and it's doing things. That's a lot of power. But I'm not sure why that other setup did war. Oh yeah, that setup melted. That's right. Whoa. That just pleasant. This just doesn't have enough hot coolant. Meaning, what happens if I do that? Slowly melts. It's gonna take a moment for it to actually continue filling all this up and keeping it at 100. So 300. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power. Alright. What happens if I take component heat vents, put them all around this? Will that help the reactor? No. Alright, so turn that off. It'll continue producing power compared to what it was before. It's not going to produce hot coolant, so I have nothing more than what's in your pipes. So this is always at 100% because for some reason everything likes migrating in this direction. Maybe I just need more hot coolant. I need to deal with the heat better. But I don't know how to do that. that's essentially how this works. And there's just a little bit of hot coolant over here. So migrate up here and slowly produce a little bit more power. Slowly. Is this going to be any better? This is going to take a lot of heat. It's going to dissipate a decent amount of it. And this is going to dissipate the rest. I just spent 25 heat. I think this is 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. For 25. Not bad. Okay. That just tanked. And then it stopped tanking. I'd say that's pretty good. 350 true compared to before, which was like 250 or something. 352. Yeah, so it's not outputting enough heat to fill all of these. Okay. So, this costs quite a lot. And you know what? I don't have enough coolant in the system. I want to get a tank. Stop that. That, and then I'll do that. Lever. And with that, and fill this up with coolant. Then wait for all the coolant to empty into here. Take all the heat out of the reactor core. Still gonna generate about 200 EU on average. Alright, so just gonna wait it out. Oh my gosh. And now it's just gonna proceed to fill this up. just gonna have to do that. So if I have to say what's most efficient for the cost, this. 60 E per tick at full. Full operation, 60 E per tick. Not too bad, is it? That's 63. And the best for size, for small factor anyway, radioisotope thermoelectric generator. What's most efficient for a lot of resources and a ton of power? This. Oh, like this. If you did set it up good, it wouldn't produce much power. This produces power. Alright, so that's getting fairly full. Alright, so time to turn on the reactor and see how it does like this. And there's a little more room for improvement. So, fairly effective, wouldn't you say? 352, which when divided by 2 equals 176 EU per tick. Not too bad. And again, that's not the 400 where that melted. I set that up in here. This would have 800. Because it's exactly twice as efficient. However you set it up, you're going to get twice as much as you do in this. Costs more resources, but it is what it is. You see there's quite a backlog with his system. He only had 3 of these. Yeah, there is a heck of a backlog. Again, these aren't working at 100% efficiency constantly. So, yeah, if I just let this run for a little bit. Alright, I let it run for a little bit, and coolant supply is not sufficient. Who would have thought? Who would have thought I would need another one of those to do that? Only then. Who'd have thought? Need 2 engines, I guess. So that'll double the rate at which this comes out. It's not that I'm not exchanging enough of this hot coolant to cold coolant. It's just the fact that this isn't taken out enough. So, yeah. That better? Yeah, that is better. A little bit anyway. Ooh, it goes down, up, down, up. I don't like that. Alright. Just gonna fill that up with a little more coolant. Better increase the size of the tank. Jeez. Because just one tank ain't gonna cut it. Just good luck. I'll cut it. Alright. So, after some of this running, I get a lot of power. And you know what? I get an efficient reactor. The use of coolant will go down once that's cooled down. So, join together. And why does that still have saw cheek? I'm gonna let that go down to 0. Come on, you're gonna go down to 0? Alright, this can hang out at 73. Alright. Oh, whatever. Whatever, bud. You're gonna fill this up with more coolant because you need more coolant in your life sometimes. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the first episode. And so I will see y'all guys in the next one.